Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are back, baby. We are back like we never left on this nice Wednesday evening. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Why is it freezing? I don't know. But I am live, baby, live. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Basketball Heads Live. I am your host, Glenn Poole Harding. And tonight, we have a very special guest. But before we do that, there you go. We are good. We are good. We have a very special guest, Harlem's own. This basketball head was raised in Harlem, New York. He played at the legendary Paul Memorial High School before its closing in 1984. After Paul Memorial, he attended the Dwight School for his last 2 years, where he finished his high school career. He was a true basketball head, playing in every notable tournament around New York City, from City-Wide, Roberto Clemente State Park, Tiny Archibald Tournament, Elmcore, City College Tournament, LaGuardia Houses Tournament, and EBC in Rucker in 1989 under the Mullally All-Stars, and another legendary tournament, West 4th Tournament, just to name a few. This basketball head grew up in a legendary family who we will definitely talk about during this broadcast. I met this basketball head at Fairleigh Dickinson University and knew right away he had game. Playing ball in the Rockman Center and behind the Student Union building. He was one of the most physical guys I've ever played against. Then my guy broke out and went down to Tennessee State and finished up and got his degree. But all in all, this basketball head is a true Harlem basketball historian. We would spend countless hours talking about all the players he has played against, with, and watched throughout his years playing ball. So, without further ado, help me welcome to the show my brother, my friend, Paul Memorial and the Dwight School Standout, Ronald Wesley McCants. Told you we was gonna do it, my brother. Told you.
Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Yes. You have just stepped into the world of chaos, where everybody goes hard. Come on. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Or go home. Never back down. You gotta hold your own. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. East Coast. Go hard. West Coast. Go hard. Midget. Go hard. Dirty. Hurry up, everybody. Get online, buy your tickets, cause the game about to start.
What's up, fam? How you doing? Turn your mic on. There you go.
Oh, okay. All is good, my brother. All is good. Just living life. Handling my business, not letting my business handle me.
There you go. And the Knicks are world champions, baby. The Knicks are world champions.
Yes,
that's right.
Yes,
that's right.
That's right. The Knicks are world champions. Last time they won was 1973, and a good friend of my family was on that team, Dean Memminger, rest in peace. Dean the Dream. Right?
That's right.
Rice High
School. Yep.
And then
Omar Elysia is in the building. Said shout out to Big Ron, Tennessee State finest. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
The holographic aviator, Big Ron, power in the house. You know what I'm saying? Got people shouting you out. Cypher Roots, Big Ron is here. I
That's
told him
right.
Beats. What up? What up? Number one basketball head in the business is in the building, straight from Portland, Oregon. Yes,
That's
sir.
right.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you. Knicks all day. You know how we do. And look, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
claim to be the biggest fan, but I'm very happy for the city, and I'm happy for all my guys who rooting for the Knicks throughout all these
Yes.
years, because I remember the pain. I remember when they was on Channel 9 WOR getting their ass whipped every year for 50-something years. That's the real.
And it never let up.
That's right.
It never let up. You know?
Well, tonight's about you, brother. I want to jump right into this, man. Who introduced you to the game?
The person that introduced me to the game was Donad Jenkins. Rest in peace. He was the coach of the Sonics. He was a friend of my family, and I remember the first time I went to his practice, because my mother pushed me. She was like, "Yeah, go, play for Don." So at that time, he held his practices, I think, across the street from Intersection. He held his practices in the gym on 155th Street between Amsterdam and Broadway. And I remember it was the fall in 1978. And the guy that ran the gym was an older black man. His name was Mr. Black.
Mm.
And that's where it started. And I say, like, the first day I went there, I met a good friend of mine who's we're still friends today since that fall of 1978. Said G from Ultramagnetic.
Yes, sir.
Because he played. Yes. He played midget ball. I played bitty ball. He was 15, because he's 4 years older than me. He was 15 and I was 11.
Mm.
And I remember he got the basketball. He was like, "Come on, young fella, come here. Let me school you and whatnot." And we've been friends ever since.
Artie was really good too. Kenny Hutchinson came on here and talked about how when they played for Benjamin Franklin, they took their city championship away because he was ineligible.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I heard.
Right.
That's what I heard.
He's definitely legendary hip hop producer from a legendary group, Ultramagnetics. He actually produced the whole Boogie Down Productions first album.
Yes. Because back then I didn't even know that he was into the rap game. I say not until like 1989 when Ultramagnetic came out, and I saw a video of his on Video Music Box with Ralph McDaniels. And I said, yo, he looked familiar. I was like, yo, that's Seti, because we called him Seti. I was like, yo, that's Seti. I said, he's right. I said, he's rapping. He's down with Ultramagnetic. So, I would see him, throughout the years. But when I saw him one day on 125th. I said, "Son, I didn't know that you rapped." He said, "Yeah, he said, I rap and whatnot, And it's funny, Glenn, because it's a small world, because me and him lived on the same block on Andrews Avenue by University Avenue, about 8-9 blocks away from where Kool Herc lived at. And this was like the early 1970s and stuff. So
so Kool Herc was from Harlem. Hold on, Kool Herc was from Harlem. Didn't he move to the Bronx?
He was from the Bronx, because I lived in Harlem from 68 to 73. I lived in Lincoln Projects, and in 1973, I think to be like the middle of 73, me and my mother moved to Andrews Avenue up in the Bronx before I moved out to Los Angeles. for 2 years and stuff.
Yeah,
But
I
what?
saw that. I was like, yo, he lived out in Los Angeles. Like, it's crazy.
Yes, because at that time, you talking 73, New York City was close to bankruptcy. So my mother sent me out there to live with my relatives because they all lived out in South Central LA. So I lived out there with them for 2 years. And they were originally from Alabama.
Wow.
So I was out there. So I lived with them for 2 years. And then mommy called me back, brought me back in 75.
Gotcha.
So I was out there.
Man.
I was out, but when I was in the Bronx, yeah, I lived on Andrews and stuff. And when I came back from LA, I came back to the Bronx and lived from 73. No, from 75 to 83. And then I moved back to Harlem.
Gotcha,
So growing up, like I tell people, people ask me, where you from? I tell them I'm from Harlem because I lived more years in Harlem than I did in the South Bronx. And all my great grandmothers, my grandparents, they all lived in Harlem. So I was over there all the time.
Got you. So when you got introduced to the game, did you fall in love with it right away, or how long did it take you to fall in love with the game of basketball?
I say it took me about like 2 months. 2 months I fell in love with the game, and Coach Don, he told me the fundamentals, stuff like that. But see, my main thing was, I was always the dirty work guy. My thing was always defense and rebounds. I was that Dennis Rodman type dude. But yeah, it took me 2 months to get into to have the love for the game and stuff.
Got you. You must be in the sticks, man, because you are lagging behind. Hold on, Ron. Are you close to your
okay
your router? Because you're lagging, and I don't want to be talking over you. So by the time you finish talking and I say something, it's like a little bit off.
It's lagging.
Ayatollah, when is he lagging some or just me? Let me know, Ayatollah, because he is consider my moderator, man. He's in here all the time watching everything, so he's seeing everything in real time. So until then, let's just talk about how important that coach was, because he introduced you to the game, but was he your coach as well?
He was a coach. He was a friend. People that have played for Don say that he was like a father figure. He was a big brother. He was concerned about us and our lives and stuff.
And that time, he was in New York, it was very important to have those men in the community that was kind of taking charge of what was going on outside and leading us in the right direction, right? Because during that time, man, in the 70s, there was a lot going on, a lot of poverty, a lot of people hungry, people robbing and stealing. So things were a lot different. Yeah, he says a slight lag, but okay, we'll deal with it. Yes. Yeah. So I wonder what.
But yeah, that's how it was.
Yeah, hold on. Let's.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Glenn.
Let's try one thing. If you put your Wi-Fi on and move closer to your routers, let's see what happens.
Okay, let me go upstairs.
You got
Yeah,
some
Glenn,
time. You
modern
got some time.
technology, bro.
Nah, it's all right. You got some time. You got some time. Hey, listen, while he doing that, man, I just want to say, man, my guy Ron I played with a lot of people, man, and we want to bring those guys up there and highlight those guys, right? You don't have to be the guy who made it to the league or had this big college career or even being a star in college, because you have played with those caliber players and still stood out, and your respect still stands because, I told you when I met him at Fairleigh Dickinson, I knew he could ball, you know what I'm saying? And then him being from Harlem, those guys have a certain swag to them. And he reminded me of a dude from Brooklyn because he was very physical and a kind of enforcer. Big ass hands, paws, right? Let me see. Let me see.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, so are you upstairs near the router?
Yes, I just turned on the router and the modem.
Good. And did you turn on the Wi-Fi for your phone?
I'm about to do that right now.
Yes.
About to do that, right? Let me check that out here. Scroll down. See, now it's not. Let me see. See, now it's not scrolling down.
Mama Dukes is on here. She said, my son Ron McCants was socialized through basketball via empowerment through recreation and education. Solid.
Yes. Hey, mommy.
Yeah, you wanna go in and come back, go out and come back in, so you can try to put the Wi-Fi
That's
on
true.
and see if that works. There you go. All right. Yeah, listen. This basketball can help you socialize, right? And also help you get an education or motivate you. For a person like myself who wasn't the best student early on. And I tell kids this, because it's never too late to catch on. I was able to go to prep school, get out of the environment and become a great student. And then it followed me into college and also me getting my master's. But basketball was definitely the key motivating factor. When I got my master's, the basketball was over. But I still kept that in the back of my mind because I wanted to maintain those good grades and kind of self-motivate myself outside the game of basketball, right? Let me see if my guy Ron at. Hello?
Okay. Come on. Yeah, Glenn, I'm still here.
Yeah, go out and come back in. Close it out and come back in. Close it out and come back in.
Okay.
I said, Glenn, I appreciate the fact that you highlight ballers that are somewhat overlooked. Look, look, yeah, this is real. I met this guy named Slick this weekend. He played in the back court with Dedrick Irving, Kyrie's father. Got a chance to sit down and talk to Dedrick for a minute. And Slick was just telling me, man, he said, Nice. Definitely want to give a shout out to Mama McCants. Appreciate you. Just gonna wait for Ron to come back. But Slick was telling me that. Slick was like, man, you highlight a lot of dudes on your platform, but it's good to get the guys who play with the guys, right? It's good to get the guys on your platform who play with those guys who everyone was talking about, because these names come up. These names come up on the show, and people talk about them, who the guys that they played with, who they went to school with. And a lot of times those dudes go unnoticed, but those guys are the guys who are pushing those guys to become stars and who they are. I just know that, you know, Ron and I, we talk a lot. We talk a lot of basketball. He put me on to a lot of things that's going on or that went on in the city that I wasn't privy to. And also he comes on the show and he gives a lot of good information. And I've known from years back how important he was to what was going on around him. And, you know, once you get that and you say, you know what, why not? I always tell him I'm gonna bring you on a show one day, and we here making it happen right now. So as soon as he jump back on and get it right, even if he's lagging a little bit, we just gonna keep it going, because he is a staple in New York City basketball. Have played with a lot of people and against them too. Look, he with the Power Memorial, bro. Like, no matter if you play JV, junior varsity, this school no longer exists in New York City. This school is gone. So we want to kind of preserve the history. We won't have to bring the people up here that kind of experience that life of being a student athlete in Power Memorial. Right now, I'm doing an all decades team. I've been doing this for a minute. Right now, we're up to the 60s. We've done the 50s already. Excuse me. And now we're going to be doing the 60s. I'm putting up that team tomorrow. What the? Oh, okay, I see it. We're going to be putting up that team tomorrow. There you go. 820. And keep it going up to this present date. It's a lot of people, can't put everybody down, but for the most part, we try to include everyone who has had some kind of impact during their years of playing. Let me see. Do I have it here? I don't have it up here. Oh, yes, I do. We got this 50s. Where we at? Okay. Still waiting for my guy to come on. There you go, right there. Hello, Ron?
Okay, we in business.
Yes. There you go. We good.
Oh God.
Nah, we good, baby. We good. This is what it is. That's right.
Yeah.
Big Ron is a New York City and basketball historian for sure. And we're going to get into that, man. We definitely going to get into that. So, Ron, I was telling people that I did my all 1960s all decade high school team, right? I have Paul, Nate Tiny Archibald, Ollie Morris from Boys High, Billy Cunningham from Eat Hall, Erasmus Hall, George Thompson from Erasmus Hall, Dean Miminger from Rice, Luther Green from Wingate, Vaughn Harper for Boys High, Jim McMillan from Jefferson, and Earl Manigault from Ben Franklin. That's a good 10. That's a good 10 right there.
That's a good team. That's a good team. And you know what's funny? My father played against Earl Manigault.
Really?
Yeah, because he grew up in Spanish Harlem and the Johnson Projects.
And did he play high school ball as well?
He didn't play high school ball. I think he played baseball. He went to George Washington High School. As well as my mother.
Got you.
But my father and Manigault, they had a mutual friend that he went to Franklin. His name was Willie Mangum. And my father talked about how he played against Earl Manigault, and he caught him on the boards, and everybody, and it was in Ben Franklin.
Wow.
It was like a turn. Everybody was like, ooh. But then after that, Manigault shut my father down, because every time my father got the ball, Manigault.
Yeah, turn the Wi-Fi. Yo, Ron, do me a favor. Turn the Wi-Fi off on your phone, bro. We're going to rock it just like that.
Yo, Ron, do me a favor.
Yeah, Glenn.
Turn the Wi-Fi off of your phone, because I think that's got you really,
turn
really
the Wi-Fi off of your phone, because I think that's got you really, really lagging.
Yeah, because they got a pausing and freezing. It didn't happen like that before. I'd rather the voice be lagging a little bit than the whole video, because the audio is very important, right? Yo, CK, Roger Brown played in the 50s, bro. Believe it or not, Connie Hawkins, they made it to the 60s, right, to 1960, but they played in the 50s, right? They last year that they won it, Boys High won it, it was 1960, but he played more in the 50s than he did in the 60s. Yes. My family's doing well, Ayatollah. Appreciate you. Okay, but he kept freezing up, so we're gonna bring him back on. But this team that I had up here, here we go. Yeah, when we talk about, some of the greatest players, there you go. Right there. Right? This is what we're talking about right here. 1960s, baby. 1960s, right there. Kareem, Nate, Ollie Morris, Billy Cunningham, George Thompson, Dean Miminger, Luther Green, Vaughn Harper, Jim McMillan, Earl Manigault. Hey, and then maybe some names that I may be missing. Remember, I'm a historian too, but I don't claim to be an expert, right? Bobby Hunter, Wallace Goodwin. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Miss McCants. Yes. Yeah. So, and we only could put 10. That you will be going on for days and days, because New York has so many players. It was just so many of us coming out of these inner cities and gaining scholarships. A lot of the guys early on couldn't go to the major universities, so they were going to the HBCUs. Check that out. And then when a lot of us started going to the major universities, they come out with like Prop 48 and SATs and other roadblocks to get in your way. Now, today, I want y'all to do me a favor. Pay attention to the HBCUs now. There are a lot of quality ball players who probably could have went somewhere else or transferred from somewhere else going back to the HBCUs. So it's going to be popping this year in the HBCUs this year. Trust me when I tell you. From Hampton, Norfolk State, Alcorn State, Howard, there's going to be a lot of ball players transferring from other schools going to the HBCUs. So keep your eyes and ears open, baby. Wait for my guy Ron to get back in the room so we can finish up. Yes. Says facts. They will only take one or two. Yeah. Syracuse had a limit of 2 black players on the floor at a time. The NBA did that as well. The NBA only kept like 2 black guys. Only really would play 1. They would draft them, but then they would cut them. And don't let me go on what the Harlem Globetrotters was doing. You know, Abe Saperstein was selling his players to the NBA. They was getting sold like property. Yes, HBCUs is making a huge comeback. Trust me, they're making a huge comeback this year. Here's my guy
Glenn.
right here. All right, baby, that's it. We're going to be rocking and rolling, man. We're going to be rocking and rolling. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
All right, there you go. There you go. It sounds a lot better. Sounds a lot better. All right, so let's talk about some of the legendary games you witnessed as a youngster in Harlem. What were some of the games that kind of stood out to you as a youngster and the people who you saw play coming up?
I say like the greatest game I've ever seen was back in 1982 at Kennedy Center in Harlem, which was across the street from Harlem Hospital. And it was unlimited. It was like senior unlimited game. Riverside Church was playing against the Gauchos. Riverside Church was coached by Mr. Ernie Leutch. He had a squad on that team. It was Mark Jackson, Kenny Smith, Kenny Hutch, Mike Moses, Walter Berry, and they had this big tall dude. I think he was either white or Spanish, but he was a big husky dude. And the Gauchos, I remember, Glenn, all the Gauchos had, they only had 2 players. They had Pearl Washington and my man, God bless the dead, Bobby Jones, from Patterson Projects, who went to Brandeis High School. And that was like the big game uptown. Everybody was, because a lot of people uptown hadn't seen Pearl Washington, but we heard about him. So everybody was curious. They was like, yeah, we're going to go see Pearl. And so I remember Pearl.
I know Eric, was it Eric Brown on that team? A young Eric Brown was on that team. You probably didn't know who he was at the time.
Yeah, probably. And I remember Pearl Washington came into the gym. He had like a fur hoodie coat on, like some chinchilla or some some type of animal fur, with the hood and whatnot. And we was like, yo, there go Pearl. He was like, awestruck. And yo, Glenn, I remember he got the ball. He had 4 people on him. He was quadruple teamed. And I remember Mark Jackson came at him to rip him. He went through the legs. Then Kenny Smith tried to go, rip him. He went back with the other hand. And he had that low dribble. Then Kenny Hutch tried to rip him, put it behind his back. Mike Moses tried to rip him. I think he spun on Mike Moses. We was like, yo. And he went up, but the thing is, he went up for the layup. Walter Berry caught him on the boards, dragged it down the backboard.
Mm.
We was like, oh snap! But we was like tripping because we was like, yo, this brother was quadruple teamed.
Yo, they didn't blow him out. Riverside didn't blow him out.
Oh yeah. Riverside blew him out. You know, Riverside, but you know, Pearl and Bob, you know, they were the only ones holding it down. But they blew him out because they had the force. They had the squad. You know, that game stuck out because that was the first time I saw Pearl.
Wow.
And that tripped me out. And like the other games underneath that, like the best thing that I have seen underneath that was like in King Towers.
Mm.
Them King Tower games was serious. It was like, you know what it was, Glenn? It was like, well, King Towers was the Harlem. It was like the same thing. The Brevoort tournament was the Bed-Stuy.
Right.
It was the same thing.
Coliseum style seating around. Yep.
Yes. And sometimes you had the people up on top of the project buildings looking down.
That's right. And in the trees.
Yes. You know, Glenn.
It was crazy, man. I used to hear those stories, man. I wasn't around during that time, man, but and Brevoort in the 70s, man. But man, from the pictures and all the stories that I hear, it was crazy, man. So you coming up in Harlem, what made you want to go to Powell Memorial?
You know, my mother grew up with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That was one thing in Dyckman Projects. You know, he's another friend of the family. That and I heard about Powell having a strong tradition in terms of not only basketball but academics. And then some of my mother's friends went to Powell that grew up in Dyckman Projects. Johnny Graham, some other people that went to Powell and stuff. So I was like, yo, I want to go to Powell. Right. And at that time I was living in the Bronx. I just wanted to get out the Bronx to see something new. You know. So I went to Powell Memorial. And matter of fact, before I went to Powell Memorial, they had a basketball camp up in Connecticut called Marianapolis Basketball Camp. And I went there a few months before I went to Powell. This was the summer of '82. And at Marianapolis, you know who I met? I met Jason Williams.
Wow.
I met Jay. That was the first time I met him was at the basketball camp up in Connecticut. And
so
then
let me tell everybody that Jason Williams, because you know you got a couple of Jason Williams out there, right? Right. We talking about Jason Williams that played for the Nets, that played at St. John's, that played at Christ the King. But before he was at Christ the King, he was at Powell Memorial.
Yes.
So,
that Jason Williams.
Now, is this one of your family members right here? Look, who's this right here?
Oh, that's you know that's you know the basketball player Gilbert Arenas?
Yes.
Yes, that's Gilbert Arenas's paternal grandfather.
Wow.
Hipólito Arenas. His grandfather was Black Cuban.
Mm.
And he played against my great uncle, Mule Suttles, in the Negro Leagues.
This him right here? Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me get the picture right. Hold on. Because I just had it right here. This your great uncle right here?
Yes, that's my great uncle, George Mule Suttles. He was 6'6" and 270.
Woo!
and he used to swing a 50-ounce bat.
Wow.
And he was known for his hitting power. He grew up in Blockton, Alabama, which doesn't exist anymore. But it was a coal mining town. So him and my great-great-grandfather, James Sellers, they worked up in the coal mines. But Mule was like, yo, this is not the life for me. So he went and played baseball. And he played in the Negro Leagues for the Birmingham Black Barons. I know, and a few other teams. I know his last team he played for was the Newark Eagles. And when he played with the Newark Eagles, he played with Reggie Jackson's father. For the Newark Eagles and stuff. And then during the off season, my great uncle lived in Cuba. He lived in Havana.
Wow.
And he played in the Cuban Winter League. So when as a monetary supplement. So he went down there to keep getting that cash flow. And during the winter times he was playing ball in Cuba. And there's a story that he was playing a Tropicana field in Havana. He hit the ball so hard it went right into the sea, into the Caribbean Sea.
Wow. So that's why you so Aki. That's why you so Aki and strong, bro. That's what that meal factor, right? Because I mentioned it earlier in the show, man.
It's in the DNA. And then you know who my cousin is, Omar Booth.
Wow, that's right. That's right.
Who went to Kennedy and played with you. So, Omar 6'9", 6'10". So it run in the family.
Yeah. Omar played with me at the Madison Square Broncos. That's my guy for sure.
Yeah, but Uncle Mule. And me, my mother, my Uncle George, we all went up, and some of my relatives from Los Angeles and Pittsburgh went up to Cooperstown, New York, because they had inducted my great uncle into the Baseball Hall of Fame. So we went up there to represent,
Wow, man. Listen, so many legendary people in your family, man. Both men and women on both sides of your family, man. This is awesome. So I see why, going to Powell Memorial made sense for you early on. What was your transition like going into Powell Memorial?
It was smooth. It was smooth. Matter of fact, before I went to Powell Memorial, I was also in this program called Upward Fund. And it was there that I met Bobby Garcia, Bobito. And so it was me, Bobito, and Derman Player. But not only them, but I had met a brother named Kevin Gillette. He went to Power. And so he was in the Upward Fund program. And so, he was like, oh, you going to Power? And he put me on the game, how Power was and what to do, what not to do, and such and such. So it was because of my friend Kevin Gillette that my transition into Powell Memorial was smooth.
Okay, all right.
And
Omar Booth is definitely in here watching. Definitely.
Yeah. What's up, cuz?
I know your cousin. Yeah, I know your cousin. What you mean? You won't come on the show, so I gotta get your cousin. Chump. Now what?
That's right.
Nah, that's my guy. That's my bro. That's my bro for real. So,
and
you tried out for what you started doing, freshman and JV. Like, what was your process like playing ball there?
Yeah, I played for the freshman team and the JV team, and the freshman team, we were coached by Mr. Torney, Mr. Pat Torney was our freshman coach. Me, Jason Williams, Ray Eccles, Gary Massey talked about Norris McAdoo, Lucky Mac. He was on our team. He was the one with the one arm and whatnot. So yeah, we tried out.
Was Pat Burke on that team?
He came sophomore year.
Okay.
He came the year later. That's when Pat came there. So he was still at Laughlin.
And he got kicked out of Laughlin. Yes.
Yeah. You know. So I heard, you know.
Pat was a wild boy. Pat was a wild boy.
Oh yeah. I remember the first time I met him. We had history class together, and he was slunk down in the chair with screw face, and he had the collar on his shirt turned up, you know, like Dracula. He was just like straight Brooklyn.
Right.
I said, yo. I said, yo, what's up, man? I said, yo, my name's Ron. What's your name? He said, you know, he came out to screw face. He said, yo, my name's Pat Burke. I said, oh, I'm Ron. He said, yo. I said, yo, where you from? He said, I'm from Brooklyn. I said, okay. I said, I'm from Harlem because beginning of the summer before my sophomore year, I had moved back to Harlem, up on Sugar Hill and stuff. So I said, yeah, I'm from Harlem and stuff. So, and we hit it off. We had hit it off ever since then, you know. but he hated school. He was like, man, he's like, I'm tired of this, man.
Hey,
Pat,
Jamila's in the building. Jamila's in the building. Say what's up, cuz.
Hey, how you doing, cuz? How you doing? Yeah, it's my cousin Jamila. You know, my father's side. You know, love her to death, love her to life. You know.
They listen. They all popping up.
But yeah, me and Pat Burke. But that's yeah. I appreciate the lust. Fam, friends and family popping up. But the transition into power was smooth. And I tried out for freshman and JV. Now our JV coach was Mr. Grasso, who was Chris Mullen's freshman coach. And the one that cut Mario Ellie when he tried out for freshman ball. So Mr. Grasso was our JV coach and whatnot, and Mario and Mario Ellie and Chris Mullen's JV coach. You still there, Glenn? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Mario Ellie and Chris Mullen's JV coach was Mr. Donahue. So, but like when me and Jason, when we came to power, Mr. Donahue went from being the JV coach to the varsity coach.
Nice. So there was a lot of changing going on at that school. But look, from what I hear, Kareem had a tough time there, but fought through it.
Yeah,
a lot of guys. Chris Mullins had a tough time there. He fought through as long as he could take it, but then he left and went to Zavarian. Do you think the coaching staff was fair with you and the guys that you played with?
Yeah, I say my freshman and JV coaches, they were fair with me. They were fair with me. I had no problems with them. They were cool. No problems.
Who was like y'all rivals when you played?
Talentine. Yeah. That was really our main rival was Talentine. And at that time, like when I played freshman and JV ball, they had players like Joe Moore, Keith Dennis, Rock. My man, I used to play with him at the half courts up in the Bronx, Claude Ferdinand.
Woo, definitely.
Those were our rivals when we were freshmen in JV, and they were also our rivals in the varsity. You know, when our varsity team played them, cause the Talentine, they had John Johnson, you know, Brooklyn, Gary Vose. You know, those were the players that were on the Talentine team.
Yeah,
and
Mel,
you know, we had
what was my guy?
Mel Kennedy.
Mel Kennedy, yes.
And Darrell Walker, who went to Seton Hall.
I would have figured Rice would have been you guys' rivals since they was in Harlem, right? But it was Talentine because even when you guys closed, most of the players went from Power, or people that was gonna go to Power went to Talentine.
Yeah, I think some of them went to Talentine, some of them went to St. Raymond's, like my teammates. McClancy, like Marlon Miller. You know, he transferred to McClancy.
Marlon Miller he was at Power too?
Yes, he was the grade behind me and Jason.
Wow.
And you know, Jason, my man Ray Eccles, shout out to Ray Eccles and Lucky Mack and all of them. They all used to tease us. They used to be like, "Yo, Ron, that's your son." Marlon Miller's your son, you know. Ron B, that's your son, you know, because he was a big dude and stuff like that.
Yeah,
you know, and but he was on the freshman team. He was the grade behind us. Yep.
And how you
so
guys?
He only played.
Go ahead, Ron.
Oh yeah. Like I said, he was a grade behind us. So he only played like a year at Power, you know, since that was the final year.
What was that year like? That 1984 year when you guys found out that Power Memorial was closing?
Oh man, we was sad. We was upset. We were just like, man, this is crazy. You know, because you know Power had a rich tradition, sports wise, academic wise. It was crushing. And I remember we went up we jumped the students. We jumped in the bus and went up to Scranton, Pennsylvania to see Cardinal O'Connor, to get him to you know, get some money into helping Power Memorial in terms of like the repairs and stuff that Power needed, cause it was breaking down and stuff. So yeah.
Do you think if Kareem had a better experience there, he would have helped with the funding?
Yes, definitely. I think if he had a better experience, he definitely would have helped.
Wow, I didn't know Dick Bavetta went to Power Memorial.
Oh yeah, Dick Bavetta, I think he was the head coach of the 1970 Power Memorial Championship team with Mr. You know, Coach Mr. Donahue, who coached Mario and Chris, Len Elmore, and a friend of my family, Jap Trimble. They were all on the Power Memorial team, that 1970 championship team. I think Dick Bavetta was. I think he was. No, Brandon. I'm thinking Brandon Malone. I think he was the head coach of I think he was the head coach of that 70 team.
Probably so. Yeah.
But yeah, Dick Bavetta went there. Yeah, a lot of people. Like I said, Len Elmore. You know, yeah, a lot of people went to Power.
Wow, man! In 1961, Power only had one black player on the team.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who would have known?
And you know also, Glenn, one of the Power Memorial basketball players, he might have played on that 70 team. He won a championship with the Celtics in 75. His name was Ed Searcy. And he went to Power.
Wow. A lot of famous alums went to Power, man. A lot of famous alums went to Power.
Yeah.
Like do you think things would have been different with you as far as, you know, what your basketball career turned out to be? Not saying, you know, you weren't happy with it, but let's just say hypothetically, Powell Memorial stayed open.
Mm-hmm.
What happens for Ron McCants at that time? And bring the phone down, Ron, a little bit, because you look like you look
Okay.
dark. There
Yeah,
you
from
go.
that
There
light.
you go.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would have been different. You know, it definitely would have been different. I'd have probably went to a D1, even though Fairley was a D1. I'd have probably went somewhere and play, you know. But you know, after Power closed, I was going to transfer to All Hallows. And I'd have been on that All Hallows state championship team with Darryl Walker.
Yeah, bro. Why didn't you go? What made you go to the white school?
Because at the white school, because Coach Don from the Sonics, he hooked me up with a scholarship at the Dwight school. So my mother didn't have to pay.
No brainer, Mom. No brainer.
Yeah.
No brainer. That's a fact. No brainer. I get it.
Yeah,
How was the transition from Power to the white school? And did you play on the team your last 2 years?
Yes, I played on the team my last 2 years. It was a rough transition because I went from a multicultural type of high school, which Power was, because you had the blacks, you had the Italians, the Irish, the Polish. It was New York City in miniature. So when I went to Dwight, it was just predominantly white.
It was the white school for real.
Yeah, it was the white school for real, and the academic standards were higher and stuff. But I adapted and adapted to Dwight and the academic standards that they required, and I graduated. You know, I played those last 2 years with Dwight, and you know, with me. When I first went to Dwight, we had to do a test, you know, like an academic test, you know, to see where we were academically. And like I said, Coach Don looked out because it was me, my man Eric Bell, Jose Chucky Martin, who's the assistant coach at the University of Arkansas. You know, he was coaching at Kentucky for a bit. And you know who else, Glenn? David Murray, Nutter Butter.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Nutter Butter. I actually work with his wife. Yeah, I work with his wife there. Yep, that's real.
Yeah, so
the white school is the Ivy League level private school.
Yeah,
good program as well. Yup, CK said it. Yup, he knows about it.
Yeah, because we played against St. Anne's Prep. And who else? Anglo Academy and you know, all the little cats.
Anglo Academy is crazy. Anglo Academy is crazy. And yo, Cypher Rule says the white school. LOL. That's funny.
That's right. That's right. And then you know who went to school with us at Powell Memorial with me and Jason and Gerald Moody and all of us? You remember the DJ for WBLS, Timmy Regisford?
Yeah.
His younger brother went to school with us. I think they called him JR as a nickname, but he went to school with us. He was like a grade ahead of me. He was with Dow Walker and all of that. So Timmy Regisford, younger brother, he went to school to Power and stuff. So yeah, like a lot of people, but the Dwight school, you know.
Hey, it is what it is. How did you do there? You say you did well there academically. How did you do on the court, and how well did your team do while you were there?
Oh yeah. The team did well. The team did well while I was there. Glenn, I was on my enforcer. I was playing center, and I did well. My first year there, we took the championship, and then my senior year, I think we lost in the championship my senior year, but I did well. I did well and stuff.
Wow. Finished out with a good career, man.
It was a lot.
Don't get a chance to win a championship, so that's good.
Yeah. And who else was with me at Dwight? I remember you interviewed Omar Lee.
Yes.
Who went to Newton.
Yep.
There was a guy that played with me just 1 year. That was my senior year. His name was Fred Smith. He played with Omar Lee because he was at Dwight for a year. Then he transferred to Newton High School.
Wow, small world, man. New York, right?
It is. It's crazy. And between right before my senior year at Dwight, I went to Syracuse basketball camp because they were writing to me and sending letters to my crib and stuff like that. So I went to the basketball camp. You know who was there with me?
Who's that?
Stacy Augman. He was there. Eric Leslie. I think he went to Rhode Island.
Yes, he went to Grady and went to Rhode Island. Yep.
Yeah. And Michael Rappaport.
The actor?
Yeah. Because you know what? He used to play for the Madison Square Broncos. For Doc.
I don't remember him.
His thing. Yeah, he was because he was cool. Yeah, because he was there. He was there.
Probably played in the B team. Probably played in the B team.
Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, he was with us. And he always acted. He always hung with the brothers. He always hung up in Harlem and out of Brownsville.
Right.
And all of that. And
wow.
and his father was the music director or the program director at WKTU.
Yeah. Now look, Omar saying that too. Omar I don't know. I don't remember him playing for the Broncos. But again,
he played for Doc in that.
Okay.
Because that's how my man Gerald Moody he met Rappaport playing with the Broncos. Okay. So yeah, Doc, rest in peace,
Doc Naselli.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Good guy and whatnot.
Great man.
And you know who else they don't talk about as well, Glenn? They don't talk about the actor, Al Lewis, who played Grandpa Munster in the Munsters. Because he was a basketball head. He was a basketball aficionado.
I know. I met him in New Hampshire. And I was so surprised that he knew who I was. I was like, yo, this dude knew my full name, what school I came from. I was amazed.
Yeah. He was like an unofficial basketball scout for Tarkanian and Auerbach. And I used to see him at the West 4th Street games all the time because he lived down there in the Village. And I used to see him up in Harlem too. Whenever there was a game, he was there. He didn't care. And I used to see him at City College. I remember one time, me and Jason Williams, we were sitting up watching the game, I think high school game or college game at City College, and he comes walking in. I said, "Yo, Jay, there go Grandpa." And we was like, yo, Grandpa. We were like, dun, 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 dun. And then he looked up And you know, he had that laugh, like that ha, 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 ha. He said, "What's up? What's up?"
And when I saw him, he was with 2 females. He said he's flying after he leave New Hampshire. He's flying back to his house in Switzerland. I was like, man, he a player.
Yeah. He a player. You know, he was deep. He was an activist. My father knew him also, because him and my father used to talk a lot about politics and stuff like that. And he tried to run for mayor of New York.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And I think his motto, campaign motto, was "Grandpa for President" or something like that. And he went to Jefferson High School, and he grew up in Brownsville, East New York.
Wow.
I think his real name was Abraham Meitzer or something like that.
Wow. Hold on. Ryan, Paul, now you got me.
Yeah.
Real name. Al Lewis. His birth name is Abraham Meitzer. Yup. You got it.
Yeah.
You got it. See, told you my guy's a historian, man. He know his stuff.
Yeah.
Why did you choose FDU and compared to like staying in the city and going to like a Cooney school where you probably would have played that?
Because I wanted to get up out the city, and then Frelly was recruiting me.
Wow.
And I had, you remember the assistant coach, Chris Heimert?
Yes, Heimrich. Yes.
He came to the crib. You know, me and Moms was there and talked to us and stuff like that. You know, recruited us. And I went. But I don't know. I just, because he wanted me to play for the varsity, him and Coach Tom Green. But I don't know. I would just like start to lose interest in ball. Or I don't know what it was.
It started to become a business, right? And Coach Hammer, he ran a lot of game. That's one thing I know about the FDU coaches, especially the assistant coaches. These guys ran a lot of game. And during my tenure, there was such a revolving door of assistant coaches. You never got one to stay around for a long enough time to kind of figure out where you belong, because the head coach, he would sit up in his castle sometime, up in his office, and sometimes he would come down, and you never really got to know these guys because they was gone. Yeah. And then if they recruited you, it was like, these are my guys and these are this assistant coach guys. And there was so many different islands. Everybody wasn't on one island, and I didn't like that.
Yeah. And then too, I knew Damari Riddick, because my homeboys knew him from uptown, because he used to come play ball uptown, up there at PS 28, 155th Street. He play all over Harlem, and so my homeboys knew him. And one of my homeboys, Money G, he was like, yo, you going to Fairleigh, Ron? I said, yeah. He said, yo, my man plays ball with them. I said, who? Damari. I was like, what? And the first time I met him, he played in like a college division game at City College. I think it was like the Elmcore tournament. And I walked up to him. I was like, yo, my name's Ron, coming to Fairleigh. Yo, you know my man Money G? I started naming cats off the hill. He was like, yeah.
Damari actually going to be on next Wednesday. Yeah.
I haven't seen him in years. I think he used to call me Ron Do. You're Ron Do. Damari's my guy. He's our guy.
Yeah. No
good
doubt.
Brother. Good brother, man.
So, you know, I want to talk about something that you mentioned in your text, right?
Mm-hmm.
How the hell you get into a situation with the New York Giants, bro?
Yeah, this is what happened.
Pepper Johnson and all those guys. Tell this story, Ron. I'm sit back. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, because me and DJ Sean, who we know,
Yeah,
who
yeah,
did your party at Fairleigh,
yeah,
and who did that song with Rockin' G, looking for the
yeah,
swing beat,
yeah, yeah.
because he was on my team. We was playing pickup ball against Pepper Johnson, and I think his man Leonard Marshall.
Mm.
And so we were balling. I was hacking. I was hacking Pepper Johnson.
This is what you do. This is what you do.
Yeah. I was karate chopping them. I didn't care. I was like, that size don't matter to me. I was hitting. We're from New York. I was like, bang, bang. Then he got upset with it, and he started stepping to me and whatnot. And he chased me around the gym, and then he got a few licks in, but I didn't care. I was like, then he tried to shake my hand. I was like, man, go ahead with that. But that's what happened. I was hacking them.
Held your own against the NFL great.
Yeah.
Who was a beast.
Yeah, New York cats. We don't be having upstairs. We be like that. We don't care.
Right.
You know. And so DJ Sean was there. Mm-hmm. And so I remember when DJ Sean, he started working over at the Newport Mall in Jersey City. Uh-huh. So I think he was like the manager at the movie theater up in there. So every time I see Sean, he will always bring up the Pepper Johnson fight and stuff.
Wow.
But that was my guy.
You know who else used to come over to the school? Bellamy, Willoughby, Bill Willoughby. He used to come over to.
I remember.
He used to come over to Robinson a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. Bill Willoughby used to come over to Robinson, and we used to play against him. And I didn't really know who he was until my coach was like, he was one of the first guys to go to the NBA from high school.
Yeah, I think he was the first one.
Yeah, Bill Willoughby. Yeah.
And he's from Inglewood.
Yeah, Inglewood. Yeah, he used to come over and play at Fairleigh Dickinson all the time.
Yeah. Bill Willoughby. I remember that championship game back in '81 when he blocked Kareem's hook dunk.
Yes.
And I was like, who is this dude?
That was his claim to fame right there.
Yeah, was the hook dunk. And I was tripping. I was like, but I remember him. I remember Evelyn Champagne King's brother Kenny. He used to be on campus a lot.
Yeah.
You remember Kenny King?
Yeah.
Him.
Rest in peace, Kim Porter, Puff ex-girl and wife. She was a student as well. She used to come. She wasn't on campus though.
She commuted.
Yes.
Wow, that's crazy.
And also Eddie Murphy brother.
Yeah, Vernon. Yeah, I know he went. Vernon. I think when he him and his man Dubip, who was from Jersey City.
Because I think the barber. He was the barber. Dubip was the barber.
Yeah. Word. And also whatchamacallit went to school with, I think he was still there. The rapper, Curious George, the Puerto Rican cat.
Curious George went there as well. That's a fact. Yeah.
I remember all. I remember all of them. Yeah. So I remember all of them.
What made you leave, Ron?
Like the tuition.
Tuition was $17,000 a year back then. I know it don't seem like a lot now, but Fairleigh Dickinson now is a state-run school. Back then was a private university, and I remember it was $17,500 a year. It was crazy.
Yeah. Because I went from living on campus to commuting, and then from there, my brother Derek, we got the same father, but our mothers are different. Mm-hmm. His mother was born down here in Tennessee, so she gave me the opportunity to come down there to come down here and come back to school. And I applied for Tennessee State University, where Anthony Mason went, because I used to see Mason on campus all the time, and Fisk University. So I Fisk declined, but I made it in the TSU, and so I came back to Tennessee State. You know.
Nice. Did you play at all, or you just was taking care of your business in the classroom?
Yeah, I was taking care of my business in the classroom. My grades started dipping that fairly. So when I got that second chance to you know, and you get older, you know, you get that wisdom. I was like, yo, this time I'm getting my degree. I'm
Right.
graduate. I'm going to school and stuff. Yeah, and it was fun. You know, it was fun going to a historically Black college. It was a trip. You know, met a lot of friends.
Yeah, you get that whole experience.
Yeah, it was all good. You know,
the good thing about Fairleigh Dickinson is that when you got there, it made it seem like you was farther away from the city, even though you was like 15 minutes out. Right?
Exactly, especially at that time, Glenn, because when we went to Fairleigh, me and you, we was to New York.
Right.
We was like, yo, is there anybody from New York here? That's why when I first met you, I think you had on a red West 4th Street shirt or something like that. And I had on my Harlem Week shirt, and with the eye and all of that. And you were like, yo, you from Harlem? I was like, yeah. I was like, yo, where you from? He's like, I'm from Brooklyn. I was like, oh, word.
Brooklyn.
Word. I was happy to see somebody from New York City. I was just like, yeah.
Yeah, same here. And when we met people from the city, we embraced each other. So that was super dope. That was super dope.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Check this out. I'm gonna run down some of the tournaments you played in, and you kind of, you know, give me an overview of how things were. All right. Before we get out of here, let's do that. The Rena Coa Sonics under the late Donad Jenkins. That was the first tournament you talked about, right? That was the first tournament you played in?
Yeah, I played for the Sonics. The first tournament I played with the Sonics was City-Wide.
Yes. And Boys of Yesteryear. Woo! Boys of Yesteryear. Super legendary.
You know who I used to play against in Boys of Yesteryear? Because we used to play against the Gauchos. The Gauchos had Dwayne Ivory and Bernard and Albert King's brother, Gerald King.
Yes.
And we used to gun everybody. We used to gun for Gerald King. Because we was like, yo, that's Albert and Bernard's brother. It was right. Like if we, you know, did work on him, it was like doing work on Bernard and Albert.
And at that time, Dwayne Ivory was one of the leading scorers in New York City State history.
Yeah. And I used to play, and a lot of people played for the Sonics. Dwayne Ivory played with the Sonics. Me and him played in the tiny Archibald tournament together over in the Mitchell Projects, where Dredrick Irving, Kyrie Irving's father's from, and Rod and Byron.
Yeah.
And I remember one game we played. The game after Pearl played. And he was skating on everybody. And they was playing against the Sonics, the Unlimited division. And the Sonics had this one brother. His name was Clifford Morgan. He went to University of Tennessee, Chattanooga. He played with Gerald Wilkins, and he later on played for the Knicks. I think he worked for the Knicks. Yeah, Clifford Morgan. So I think he played with Don. Yeah, a lot of people. Greg Poindexter, rest in peace. Chris Brooks. You know, when we used to play in LaGuardia House, Master Rob, and all of us. The future Malloy Naismith. You know.
So you played in the Rucker tournament.
Yeah, that was the first
tournament. You played in the Rucker tournament.
Yes.
Midgets, juniors, seniors, and unlimited divisions.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Yep. And that's when, with the midgets and all of that, you had the different sites that you played at. You know, you played in Dykeman, at the Dykeman site, the Mount Morris or Marcus Garvey site, the and the Colonel Charles Young site, 145th and Lenox, and whatnot. Because you know that's why, you know who used to come to our games when back in the day? Ali Mo. Cause Ali Mo's older brother, I played ball with Stick Ice. And Stick Ice used to bring Al up the Dykeman to watch us play ball. When we used to play for Coach Don, me, Stick Ice, and John Arnold. Word. Yeah, he was down. Point guard. John Arnold was nice, you know. And the way I met Al was, I had a friend of mine who knew Ali Mo. And we were on 125th Street. He was like, yo, you're wrong. This is Al. I said, I know who this is. What's up, Al? Gave him a pound and a bear hug. And so me and my homeboy, my man John, we were talking. And Ali Mo was like, yo, Ron, you look mad familiar. He said, did you play ball? I said, yeah, I played ball, but, you know, back in the day and stuff, you know. And then he said, yo, that's where I remember you at. He said, you used to play with my brother. I said, who's your brother? He said, Stick Ice. He said, I used to watch you and Stick play with Don up in Dykeman. And then I looked at him. I was like, yo, I remember you. You was like, but Al was like 10 years old. So, you know, small world.
Small world indeed.
Yeah, but
this chick tournament that everybody talk about. Let's talk about that.
Yes. Yeah, the chick tournament. Yeah, me, John Arnold, Stick, we played in that. And our biggest rival was the Gauchos, was Arnold Bernard, the A Train, you know. We played against them, Jonathan Duck, rest in peace, Billy Singleton. You know, we used to play against them all the time in the chick tournament.
Where was that held? Where was that held?
It was held on 145th Street and Lenox Avenue, Colonel Charles Young Park. Yeah, 145th and Lenox.
Wow.
Like that park right there. And we used to ball. It was me, Stick Ice, John Arnold, my man Anthony Anderson. He went to Nottingham High School. He left New York and went to Nottingham High School and up in Syracuse and stuff. But the chick tournament was deep. But the unlimited division was deeper. Because you know who used to play in unlimited division? Walter Berry, Jerry Reynolds, Jerry Ice, Troy Truesdale, Richie Adams, the Animal. You know, I remember Richie used to get that ball on the baseline and turn around and shoot that joint, and he was shooting down at the basket. Plus, he got them long arms. You know.
Yeah. So across
rest in peace to Richie.
what's that? The
Esplanade Gardens.
Yes, Esplanade Gardens. Yup. So if Syracuse, say y'all played with Dorsey Levin's great team up here.
Wow. Yeah, it's exactly. Yeah, my man. Yeah, Anthony Anderson, and I know one tournament he played with Evie at one tournament. Evie Washington, you know, who was the coach, you know.
Tell everybody about
Evie
Washington. Tell everybody about Evie Washington because Shane, the dribble machine, talks about her all the time. Tell everyone about Evie and what she meant to street basketball.
Oh man, Evie was good person, good peoples, man. She was, I call her true blue, you know. She'd have her teammates back on calls or whatever, you know. She was no nonsense, you know. She didn't play. A lot of times she coached Richie Adams and Walter Berry and Gary Springer and all of them. I think she went to Ben Franklin. And she was just good people. She played a big part in New York City basketball, especially up in Harlem. And I played with her. It was me, Shane the dribbling machine, Evie's brother Darryl Washington, Shane's man, John, cause Shane and John were the youngest ones on the team. Derek Robinson, D-Mac. Yeah, D-Rob, who played with Walter Berry at Ben Franklin. He was on that championship team in '82. I think he played power forward or center, stuff like that. Because Boo Harvey, in your interview, mentioned like another big man. That was Derek. That was Derek Robinson, who was from Ben Franklin. And
bring the phone down some, Ron. There you
go. But yeah, Derek Robinson. Who else was on that team? I think Byron Strickland played with us sometimes. And I talked to Byron this weekend. This weekend, I talked to Byron Strickland and Dedrick Irvin. Wow.
Byron Strickland said he loved the show. He said he loved the show. Salute to Byron. And also Dedrick, said we're going to get Dedrick, he said he's going to check it out. Everybody been telling him you got to check out Basketball Heads. Omar Boo said your cousin said Evie was hardcore.
Yeah, Evie was hardcore. That's why I call her true blue.
no nonsense.
But she stick up for her teammate. She was no nonsense. She would stick up for her teammates, y'all. And like when you would be playing for her, she'd be like, yo, Pooh, get them cats, man. Don't let them cats put you around. And she'd take her hat off. Evie was all right, man. I miss Evie. Evie was good peoples, man.
Who was the coach for Mosley's All-Stars?
A guy named Mosley. Because me and Malloy, me and Future played with Mosley. I remember Mosley saying that Kenny Smith was his nephew. I don't know about that, but I remember he mentioned that a few times. If I ever run into Kenny Smith, I'm gonna ask him that. If Mosley was his uncle and stuff. But but me, it was me, Malloy, and Malloy. We played with Mosley at the Salvation Army tournament. Me, Malloy, Speedy, my man Keith Douglas from 149th Street, Michelangelo, Stu Barnett. We had a little crew.
Little crew, man. You had a bunch of legendary guards, brother.
Yeah.
And look, I know why guys kept you around, man, because they know you're going to set the hardest screens. You're going to get all the boards, right? And if you got 5 fouls to give, you're at least going to give 3 or 4 of them joints. And they're going to be hard.
Exactly. Exactly. Because I'll be walking through New York City and I'll be bumping in the cats. They're like, you're wrong. We need a big man. We need a big man for Boys of Yesteryear or this or that tournament and whatnot. And I'd be like, all right. I drink my little sugar water pina colada drink, and put it down.
Right.
And go to the court, Well, and see, Glenn, this was back in the day when players would like leave a team and they would leave their birth certificate with the coach that they formerly played with. And so, you had a lot of teams back in the day that had ringers on their team. They would give the people that were in charge of the tournaments fake birth certificates and all of that. Or they would use whiteout. Or be like, yo, come here, yo. Instead of John, you're gonna be Frankie Christopher. Yo, this is here's the birth certificate. Word, it'd be a whole team of ringers.
Wow.
There's a lot of stuff back then. You know, dealing with the birth certificates, players getting the bag up in Harlem. You know, it was a lot of stuff.
That crack money was good because a lot of dudes getting paid back then.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
If I left the borough, if I had to leave Brooklyn, I had to get a little something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Yeah.
What was your experience like playing in EBC? And this is the early entertainers tournament.
Yeah, I played with EBC 1989, I think 1990 and 1993, but definitely in the 80s. Yeah, it was fun. You know, a lot of the people in the crowd I knew, they was all from Harlem and the Bronx and whatnot. You know, it was also intimidating because you had the crowd right on you. A lot of times they would be on the court.
Yeah.
But you know, hey, you have to harden up and man up and just do what you had to do.
And I heard he got the idea from the Crash Crew, and Outkast told me this. The Crash Crew and Cold Crush, or the Cash Crew and the Disco 3, whatever the two. I know the Crash Crew was one of the crews that put on like a celebrity basketball game, and he saw what hip hop can do on a basketball court. And that's why you have that merger of hip hop and basketball to this day, because what happened up at the Rucker.
Up at the Rucker, yeah. Well, you know, Red Alert, he used to DJ like the Pro Rucker games back in the early 80s and stuff. You know, intermission, he started cutting because he was from Colonial Projects. And he grew up with Carlton Green and all of that, man. And his Red Alert's older brother was my mentor, Ness. They called him Uncle Junie. He was the one that coined the phrase Jimbrowski. But yeah, Red used to DJ before the EBC was created. Red used to DJ the Pro Rucker games uptown when Sam Worthing and Cheese Johnson and Carlton and Nigel Wallace used to play up there and stuff.
Yeah, when it was always crazy up at the Rucker, man. Staple in New York City. That's why we call it the world famous Rucker Park, because so many legendary players played there.
Yeah.
If you could go back and think about one thing you could change about your basketball journey, what would it be and why?
One thing I could change. One thing I could change. That's a question I got to meditate on real quick. Let me see. I think I would have started playing for other teams instead of the Sonics. You know, I played with Upward Fun, but you know, like in my early days, I'd have, you know, should have went around and played with, you know, Stone Gym or Riverside or Gauchos, you know, move around and play
to be seen a little bit more instead of keeping it local.
Yeah.
Got you.
Exactly. But you know, Glenn, them days were fun. Those are some fun times when we used to ball back then.
That's right.
That's right. I tell people like, hey, you had to be there.
They definitely don't got it on video. All right, you ready to have some fun?
Yeah, I'm ready to have some fun.
All right. Let's get into it, man. We're going to get into the top 5. Bet? Top 5, You ready?
I'm ready. My top 5. And see, New York City has produced so many basketball players. It's hard, but I'm going to give you my top 5.
I know. Hold on. Remember, I'm still a host of the show. All right? Let me rock this. All right. This is how we gonna do it. Hold on. You got a question. Lana Williams said, Ron, did you play with Fast Eddie at Power or Chris Mullin for a minute? Nah, I think they're a little bit older. Can't hear you. I can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Let me hit the unmute.
There you go. I got it. I got it. I got it. Unmute it. I can't hear you.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, because Chris and Mario were 2 years ahead of me. You know, Mario graduated in 81. I came, 80, 81 school year. I came to Power the 81, 82 school year. And so they were like 2 years ahead of me.
Got you. All right, Ron. Who are the top 5 guys you played against?
You know who I got? Okay, this is okay. You know who the top 5 are, Glenn? Lloyd Daniels, Sweet Pea,
That's one.
Chris Brooks. Who else? I played against, like either pickup ball or tournament, right?
I don't care, bro. Who you played against?
Okay. Pat Cummings, who used to play for the Knicks with Bernard King. Stacey Augman.
That's 4.
Who else?
Your cousin's saying Omar.
Yeah.
You don't want to come on the show, but you want to add yourself on it. Chill out, chill out. Let your cousin live. You got one more.
Okay, one more. Shoot, I'll say Moses Scurry.
Okay, that's 5. 5. It's legit.
Yeah.
That's legit right there. That's legit.
Yeah.
What about the top 5 guys you played with? Hold on. Did you have a story behind that? Hold on. Before we move on, did you have a story behind the top 5 guys you played against? If not, we could move on.
Yeah, we can move on.
No doubt. I know. I know. We all have. I'm glad we could poke the bear a little bit. We gotta poke the bear a little bit. The top 5 guys you played. Top 5 guys you played with.
I got to mention Carlton Green, Moto,
legend.
The walking bucket. Who else? Cheese Johnson.
Woo.
Byron Strickland.
Nice. The shooter.
Yeah. Who else?
2 more.
Nigel Wallace.
That's 4.
And I say Cornbread. Troy Truesdale's brother.
My brother. That's right. No doubt. That's 5.
Yeah.
Illified right there. Illified.
Yeah.
All right. Top 5 players in New York City history according to Ronald McCants?
Oh, what? Well, you know, I got to mention Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You know, friend of the family, and I got some Kareem stories too. You know? But yeah, Kareem. I'll put Walter Berry. I'll put Pearl Washington. I'll put Carlton Green.
It's tough.
And Tiny Archibald.
That's a tough 5 right there. Nobody have never picked the same 5, man.
Yeah.
No doubt. No doubt.
It's good. New York has so many players. You know, it's you know.
Yeah. So before we get you out of here, man, I saw some pictures hanging up on your wall, man, and let everybody know who those pictures on the back on that wall and why they're on your wall like the way they are. Yes.
Yeah, the first picture I got Huey P. Newton, who was the king of the Black Panther Party. You know, the Panthers were no joke. I remember when I lived in the project. I remember back project. I lived in Lincoln Projects in East Harlem. Me and my mother, you know, this is the 70s. We had to beat the curtains. You know, and we had the Black Panther Party poster on the wall. It was bigger than the one I have here. That was the official Black Panther Party poster. But you know, all this was during the time of the Black Power movement, stuff like that. And I also have.
I think you're frozen, Ron. You're frozen.
You know, it's freezing up. I also have
you're frozen.
I don't know what's going on, but
there you go. You good. Yeah. Don't move. Don't move. Go back to where you was. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You can just talk about it.
It's because you know my thing is my thing is history. You know, and it runs in my family. I have Malcolm X. One of my heroes, Adam Clayton Powell Jr. You know, who was the first Black congressman, the first Black man to be a congressman since Reconstruction. So you're talking like 100 years. Frederick Douglass.
Can't hear you for some reason. Can't hear you. Go back to where you was, Ron. Go back to where you was to make sure we in this right, all right? Because we about to sign off. Can't hear you. 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 Hello? Can't hear you. Unmute your mic. Unmute your mic. Well, while he unmute his mic, man, I want to say thank you for everybody who came on the show to support my guy. We had a little technical difficulties because he's all the way down in Tennessee, up in the sticks, and it gets, you know, Wi-Fi gets a little shaky. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I know we couldn't hear Ron, but can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me before we sign off. We're about to Yes. So that's good. Well, listen. No, Ron is having some difficulties, but I hope we got a good history lesson tonight. Definitely appreciated my guy coming on, giving me a lot of good basketball insight through his eyes and all the things that he saw and experienced. So with saying that, we about to get up out of here. All right? It's been an hour and 45 minutes. Listen, but it's for my friend. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Listen, y'all know somebody? Tell somebody. Basketball heads, we are the official home for New York City basketball, baby. Spread the content. Let somebody know. Make sure you subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Yo, let's spread this around because, look, we all we got, right? To subscribe to this channel costs you nothing. All you have to do is have a Gmail account and be able to sign on to YouTube and click that subscribe button. All right? Let's spread the message. Glenpool Harding, basketball heads. We are out of here. Peace.
Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Yeah. You have just stepped into the world of chaos. Where everybody goes hard. Come on. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Or go home. Never back down. You gotta hold your own. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. East Coast. Go hard. West Coast. Go hard. Midget. Go hard. Dirty. Hurry up, everybody. Get online, buy your tickets, cause the game about to start.